let me give you a proper introduction. So I'm joined with a hip hop artist from Bardstown, Kentucky. He's got some songs out already. He's got I Wish I Never Met You. Um, he also got a couple songs out. He's got Now You See Me and Green Room. So he's keeping it busy. As the state of Kentucky is now getting restriction free by the end of this weekend or so. I'm joined with the homie Jrumma. So um, shout out to Drama. Great having you back on. And so how you been these days, man? As far as just getting back to the swing of things, performing again. How you feeling?
Oh, dude, I'm doing great, man. I think I'm singing the same tune as everybody else. Just, uh, just super stoked and grateful that things are opening back up, going back to normal. This show Saturday, man. It's my first time playing in almost 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's right, and that is going to be in your hometown, Bardstown. So for the Kentuckians out there that may or may not know by now, mask mandate will be lifted by tomorrow, and also the remaining restrictions will be lifted as well. So Kentucky by tomorrow will be 100% restriction free. And that is big news for musicians like yourself and entertainers, performers, and such. So we're still going through COVID, but at least people can get back to doing the things they were doing with no restrictions. So that is encouraging news for sure. So let's talk about the show that you mentioned this weekend, Bardstown, Kentucky, in your hometown. Talk a little bit about the show, man, and who else is performing this weekend.
Absolutely. Well, man, you might be familiar with the other artists. I got my boy Drix on it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? You know, he's out from Purcell's, Kentucky, man. But it's just him and I. You know, it's a hometown show. It's a small venue. We booked this out, a couple of months ago. We were selling pre-sale tickets for it, and we're just about sold out. We have about 15 left. With the COVID restriction being lifted and everything, we can hold about 120 people, and we're right at about 100 and 105 tickets sold right now. So we're going to do a giveaway tonight. Anybody who follows Jrumma on Facebook, they're more than eligible to be a part of that. We're going to do a giveaway. That's going to be tonight, probably around 9:30 to 10 o'clock p.m. I'll be at the venue. We'll be going live to advertise the show. And it's really just kind of a tour kickoff. This is going to be the first time I've played since COVID. 2020, we had a really big year that was planned. A lot of national shows. I was going to do my first tour in 2020. Of course, COVID canceled all of it. So I'm really stoked. This show is actually going to help me raise some funds for my summer tour. So we're going to perform in Bardstown tonight. Or I'm sorry, not tonight. This Saturday night. It'll be me and Drix. Show's going to start around 9 o'clock. It's 21 and over requirement. Like I said, make sure you message me if you're interested in a ticket because it's just about sold out. And a big portion of the profits of the show, they're actually going to help me with travel expenses. I'll be touring with NK47 this summer.
Yeah, man. So it is this Saturday, June 12th. Starts at 9 p.m. And it's located at 133rd Banjo Street at Bardstown, Kentucky. There's still some tickets available, about 15 left, as he said. So yeah, you got some shows coming up. Obviously, you're gonna be in Columbus, Ohio, South Carolina, Maryland, Wisconsin, Utah, Arkansas, Colorado, Iowa, and Indiana. And yeah, the show that I'm looking forward to is later this year. It's November 27th. There's a guy by the name of Tech9, and he is bringing back his fall tour. I think he was originally supposed to have Jelly Roll, but due to COVID and availability circumstances, he's not going to be on that tour. but Ritz is taking a spot as co-headliner, and that's going to be at Manchester Music Hall. Tickets are already on sale for that, so you know when it comes to Tech Nine and the shows that he's done, I've been the one, and that's when I was introduced to a Bardstown Kentucky rapper by the name of Jrumma, and he was introduced by John Clark, who gave quite the introduction. He was kind of like your Paul Heyman to the Brock Lesnar, or Paul Heyman to Roman Reigns of sorts. So that he got that energy. So you got
Yeah, that
um, yeah.
he did, man. He got the crowd so hyped before I even said one word. At that point, everybody was ready for the show.
So that will be in November, but you got some shows going on way before that. So, with this being, like your biggest tour to date in your music career, as far as you are literally traveling in all over the country, it definitely feels like. What's it gonna be like, man? Just getting to travel, go to different places, and get your name out there. As with things getting back to normalcy in this country.
It's just such a huge blessing, man. I'm super excited about it because there was coming to a point. We really had to question if stuff was ever going to go back to normal. And of course, touring is something I've always wanted to do. I've never had the opportunity to do it before. And then the one we had, like I said, got canceled because of the pandemic in 2020. But not only am I excited to travel, man, and get to meet some of these people that have been supporting me from around the country, and of course, making a lot of supporters hopefully. But I'm opening up for NK47, man, and I'm a big fan of his work, so it's just really cool, man, because I've been doing this for only a handful of years now, and I'm just really blessed, man. Every time I see a new door open or any kind of opportunity that takes me even one small step forward, then to me, it's just exciting.
So that's pretty cool. I'm not familiar with NK47, but because of you, I'm gonna give his music a listen after the show and hear what this guy's all about. But nonetheless, man, he definitely have a lot in store. Shout out to Drix, always on the grind, doing his thing. He's got a song out called Minivan. Very hilarious video with the van and the dad squad. Shout out to him. I'm gonna see you, Drake's, down the road one day, man. I'm gonna see you. I want to talk about
Drake is a superhero, man.
yeah.
I mean, the fact that his wife had quintuplets, he's got 5 twin babies, a full-time job, a wife and a family, and still tours. It's unbelievable.
Man, that dude, man. You gotta have a lot of energy to carry all those responsibilities and still doing music. And he's for him to pull that off, and and it takes a strong wife to know that, hey, you're gonna be out of town here and there, but to shout out to the whole family and to the kids, and that's a special family right there. Shout out to them. Um, so I want to talk about your songs that you got out already this year. Green Room, Now You See Me, and I Wish I Never Met You. I want to focus first on the Green Room joint. That was your first release of the year. Um, but better yet, just talk about the songs in particular, man. How you feeling about the songs that you put out, and how eager are you? Are you ready to get to perform these songs in front of a crowd for the first time?
Oh, I'm so stoked for Green Room specifically, man. Unfortunately, Rich Wolf Ether, he's the feature and he also produced the track. He won't be able to make attendance to the show, but that song, man, it was really me kind of breaking out of the element, the kind of the patterns of the messages and the themes that I normally make in my music. The whole premise of that song was just knowing your worth, not letting us be defined, as far as just looking at numbers and our tenure in the game and stuff. So, Green Room, the whole thing, it's a little bit of a rebellious track, you know, just talking about like when we were first starting off and we were opening up for national acts, we had to have our own permission from the venue to even go in the green room, not being treated like artists on the show, just being treated like we were workers there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with green room, the whole point of that is we just wanted to go ahead and make something that was really in your face. We wanted to flex the fact that we didn't have a budget for that music video, so we shot it ourselves, did all the editing ourselves, and that's just kind of the comedic value of it too. We have 14 $1 bills in the video that we're making it rain with and showering with. So.
You bring up a valid point with green room, and that's an interesting topic that you went on that particular song. As far as opening acts and those that you may not have heard of now, but maybe you hear more of later. And what indie artists is indie hip hop artists, in Kentucky, it is tough trying to get these opportunities because it usually goes to artists from the artists that are headline. It feels like you have to go through all these hurdles just to get these opening act gigs. So props to you on bringing that to the limelight, and I definitely like that song. It's definitely could be used as a fuel for motivation as well.
Absolutely, thank you, Kenny. Yeah,
Yeah.
the song, man, it was just a lot of fun to shoot. It was one of those we didn't overanalyze the marketing of it or anything. It's just something we're like, hey, we have a studio in our home, we have a camera, let's make a song. So it was a lot of fun to shoot, man.
Yeah, man, well said. So let's talk about the song Now You See Me. That's your second release. And in the cover, you got cards. And it feels like, hip hop feels like a game of cards. Like you got to play your cards right, whether it's with people or with venues and such. Talk about recording that particular song.
Yeah, I'm a big Magic fan, man. So the whole "Now You See Me, Now You Don't," the references and the verses, the Houdini and everything, which is kind of paying homage to that. And in that whole song, it's really similar to "I Wish I Never Met You." Both of those songs were me kind of just cutting some dead weight that I was holding on to as far as grudges and maybe some anger and resentment towards people, not only in the industry but maybe in my personal life too, as far as relationships that went south and things of that nature. Uh, During 2020, of course, when we were all locked up and going through the pandemic shutdowns and everything, we all really had nothing to do except think and try to be productive. And from that resulted in me taking a lot of positive changes for my health, my mental health, and just kind of finding forgiveness and letting go of things that don't matter. And a big portion of that weight that I was holding on to was definitely lifted off my shoulders when I made that song. And that was really what it was about, like even in the second verse, I said, feel like I'm Harry Houdini, breaking these chains. You cannot keep me restrained, wasted my energy, effing with enemies, taking for granted the family I gained. And that was the whole thing. I just felt like I was wasting so much energy harping on the past and things that didn't really matter. At that point, I was kind of victimizing myself by holding on to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. This definitely one of those songs, man, that I enjoy, and it's very clever, very witty, and it's a dope song. So you can check out all these songs on all the digital music platforms. Green Room, Now You See Me, and I Wish I Never Met You. And yes, Jrumma is on tour. The tour kickoff is this Saturday at Bardstown with Drex. Tickets are still available for that. And then on June 28th, by the end of this month, he start be making appearances at with MK47. So go check him out. He's going to be at Ohio, South Carolina, Maryland, Wisconsin, Utah, Arkansas, Colorado, Iowa, and Indiana. So he's coming to you. He's coming literally everywhere in the in the country. Going to be traveling. So go check that out. I want to also get into July 23rd. You're gonna be at a metal fest, bringing awareness to cancer. Talk about that show, man. July 23rd.
I'm really excited about that show, and there's actually a pretty wild story behind the origin of that show.
Yeah,
So I think this is the 10th annual one that they've done. When I was 15 years old, I actually performed at the very first metal fest that they had as a drummer in the opening local band of the whole show, which is really crazy because here we are about 10, 11 years later, headlining it as a rapper. It's just one of those things you would never expect it. you know? But I'm super excited about that, man. Alan Ashball is putting all of that together. He's an awesome guy. He's super passionate about the cause of it. And this year they're doing it at the Swinging Doors in Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. I'm actually still touring, so I'm skipping my Indianapolis date. So if there is anybody that planned on coming to Indianapolis, unfortunately I won't be able to attend that show because I had, another show booked in Kentucky. But the F Cancer Festival, there's over 70 bands on it. There's some other big names. It's got Hot Action Cop and some really good, really talented artists. Matter of fact, Drix is actually co-headlining that Friday night.
mm.
So if you're not able to come out to this show, you can definitely catch us when we come back. It'll be July 23rd, which is the very last leg of the tour. So I will be making a trip back to Kentucky to do that. And, it always hits really close to me to do any kind of benefit, especially when it pertains to something like cancer. It's something I relate to directly. I lost my mom to it when I was about 15. I think that actually happened when I lost my mom was a handful of months before I performed at the very first F Cancer Festival in Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. So if anybody's able to make it out to that, it's awesome. I know they're doing forgive me, I don't have the prices for the individual nights right now. I know it's $50 for the whole weekend, over
Yeah.
70 musicians, 3 stages, camping out, food. I mean, there's a lot to do there. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, man, it's all for a good cause, and the fact that you was there from the very beginning, at a very young age, on the drums with a band at the time, and now here you are, a decade later, getting to headline that same festival. Talk about coming in full circle. So that's dope, man. So I want to thank you, Drama, for being on the show this evening. Appreciate you as always. And as of right now, if things don't, if we don't get hit with a setback or anything with this ongoing pandemic, I'll see you in November at Manchester Music Hall. And I'm going to definitely try to buy that meet and greet so that not only, yeah, I'll meet Tech and the whole Strange Music crew, but I'll get a chance to actually meet you in person. So
Absolutely, man. We can even plan to get together before the show, even, man. If you want to grab a bite or something.
yeah, yeah, we can do that
Because this is what
too.
our fourth interview.
Yeah, this is third or fourth. This is the third one that we've done together. So 3 years in a row you've been on the show, and that is a rare thing on this show. It's usually like one interview, then maybe a couple years, get more music in, and then yeah, I had you on the show 3 years in a row. So we had you um, last year during the early stages of the pandemic, and here we are with things getting back to normalcy, and you're getting back on tour, and you got new music out. So that's pretty dope. So if I don't have any setbacks on my end, I will see you Manchester Music Hall November for Tech Nine. I'll see you there.
Awesome, man. I'm really excited about it. Thank you for having me on, Kenny. I always have a good time, man.
Great chatting with you, man. You enjoy the rest of your night, and have a great tour. Be safe.